Good day, everyone. I am Professor Marvin M. Abreu, and welcome to our Great Books lecture. In this session, we will analyze The Catcher in the Rye by J.D. Salinger, a seminal work in modern American literature. Our focus will be on understanding the novel through the elements of fiction, as well as selected literary approaches to arrive at a deeper critical appreciation of the text. Here are the objectives. At the end of this lecture, you are expected to first, analyze The Catcher in the Rye using the elements of fiction. Second, identify the novel's major themes and symbols. Third, examine the novel through various literary approaches. And finally, evaluate its relevance to contemporary youth experience. These objectives will guide our discussion throughout the lecture. The novel was published in 1951 during post World War II America. This was a period marked by recovery, but also by deep psychological and cultural tensions. Many individuals experienced disillusionment despite outward prosperity. The story is set in New York City, a space that reflects both opportunity and alienation. The novel captures the complexities of urban life, particularly the sense of disconnection experienced by young individuals. The novel reflects post war disillusionment, anxiety about conformity, the rise of youth culture, and the tension between innocence and corruption. Because of its language, themes of sexuality, and critique of adult hypocrisy, the novel quickly became controversial and widely challenged. Now, let's look into the author. About J.D. Salinger, a glimpse into the life and impact of a literary icon. J.D. Salinger was born in 1919 and is best known for his influential novel, The Catcher in the Rye, published in 1951. His reclusive nature and focus on themes of alienation have solidified his significance in American literature, resonating with generations of readers seeking connection and understanding. Here is one of the popular lines of Holden Caulfield, Glad to meet you. Part 1, Elements of Fiction. Character. We now begin our analysis with the first element of fiction, character. Characterization in this novel is central, particularly because the narrative is driven by the inner life of the protagonist, Holden Caulfield. The protagonist of the novel is Holden Caulfield, a 16-year-old student who has been expelled from Pensy Prep. He also serves as the narrator, which allows us direct access to his thoughts and perception. Holden is intelligent and perceptive, yet emotionally unstable. He is highly critical of others, often describing them as phony. At the same time, he is deeply reflective and sensitive. Despite his cynicism, Holden demonstrates genuine care, especially toward children. His emotional depth is most evident in his relationship with his younger sister Phoebe and in his grief over his deceased brother Ali. Round or flat? Holden is a round character, meaning he is complex, multidimensional, and psychologically rich. He exhibits contradictions, that make him realistic and compelling. Static or dynamic. Holden is not entirely dynamic, but he is not purely static either. He undergoes partial development, achieving a moment of insight during the latter part of the novel, particularly in the carousel scene. Supporting characters. The novel includes several supporting characters, such as Phoebe Caulfield, Ali Caulfield, Mr. Antolini, Stradlater, and Ackley. Each contributes to the development of Holden's character. Most supporting characters function as symbolic or flat characters. They represent different aspects of society and help illuminate Holden's internal struggles. Setting. Let us now examine the second element of fiction, setting. Physical setting. The story takes place in New York City, including locations such as Pensy Prep, hotels, museums, and Central Park. These settings provide a realistic backdrop of Holden's journey. The events occur in the late 1940s to early 1950s during winter. The cold weather reinforces the emotional tone of isolation and detachment. Symbolic setting. Certain locations carry symbolic meaning. The Museum of Natural History represents permanence. The Central Park Lagoon represents uncertainty. And the carousel represents growth and continuity. Overall, the setting mirrors Holden's psychological condition, unstable, searching, and disconnected. We now move to the third element of fiction, plot. Exposition. The exposition begins with Holden recounting his expulsion from Pensy Prep. This establishes the initial situation of the narrative. The rising action consists of Holden's experiences in New York City. His encounters with various individuals intensify his sense of alienation. The climax occurs during his interaction with Phoebe, where he reveals his desire to be the catcher in the rye. The falling action includes the carousel scene, where Holden observes Phoebe and begins to accept change. The resolution shows Holden narrating from a rest home or mental facility, suggesting reflection and possible recovery. Next, we examine conflict, which is the driving force of the narrative. In- Internal conflict. The primary conflict is internal. Holden struggles with grief, fear of adulthood, depression, and identity confusion. Externally, Holden conflicts with society and culture. He rejects what he perceives as hypocrisy and conformity in the adult world. He also experiences conflict with specific individuals such as Stradlater and Mr. Antolini. These conflicts highlight his emotional instability. We now turn to point of view. The novel is narrated in the first person by Holden himself. This creates intimacy and immediacy because the story is filtered through Holden's perspective. Readers experience his subjectivity and must evaluate the reliability of his narration.